Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be answering some of the most frequently asked questions that I have received about A&M Cheer. I recently posted a TikTok that kind of blew up, and I was in my cheer uniform because I had to take cheer pictures that day, and I've been getting so many questions, so I just wanted to make a whole video about it. I'm going to try and answer everything I can, but you can always DM me on Instagram if you have any more questions that you are curious about. So let's just get into it. So I just want to start with some general information about the program, kind of our history, and then I will get into questions. But we do have a website with all this information on it. I will leave it linked down below so you can reference it yourself. But basically, we were started back in 2001 and we are a competitive squad only. So that's why a lot of people don't even know that A&M Cheer exists, is because we are not on the field at game days. We don't do football or basketball or any appearances like that. We are strictly a competitive squad. For the first 8 years of our program, we were just a club, like a student organization club on campus. We really had no affiliation with the university at all. And then in 2009, we were accepted into the rec sports program, which is what we are still considered today. So we are basically a club sport within the university. We are not in the spirit program and we are not funded by the university. So that is kind of two pieces of information that make us really different from other cheer squads that are in the SEC, Big 10, Big 12, basically all college football conferences. It wasn't until November of 2015 that we were actually allowed to call ourselves a cheerleading squad. So it did take us a while, but we are officially called the A&M Cheer Squad. Really, our sole purpose is to compete at Daytona Nationals. If you guys have seen Cheer on Netflix, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Daytona is just like every college cheerleader's dream. And we were the national title winners of Daytona in 2018 and 2019. We're super excited about that, obviously. I have one ring myself. I was on the team in 2019 when they won. I have a whole ring ceremony video if you want to go watch that. So that is kind of a little bit of our brief history. Again, if you want to read like our full story, you can go check out our website, but I don't want to completely bore you guys with the facts. I am going to move into questions now, and these were ones that I got underneath my TikTok, and also I had girls DM me questions on Instagram, and I thought that they were really good questions that the general public would want to know, so I'm just going to share them on here as well. So the number one question that I usually get asked is, what are the requirements for the team? We basically do level 4 and 5 skills. If you are a competitive cheerleader, we pretty much follow those skill levels. So for tumbling, we do standing 3 back handsprings, and we do any running pass ending in a layout. So we like to see front walkovers or back handspring step outs through. I know we do squad round off layouts. So the layout and the standing 3 back handsprings are really important for tumbling. And then for stunts at tryouts, we really just ask to see a full up and a switch up in your respective position, and you do stunt with older team members. So if I was trying out, I am a main base, so I would have the side base, back spot, and flyer be vets, so they can kind of see how I would work with people that are already on the team, if that makes sense. And we only do full-ups and switch-ups because we have a lot of people coming from different backgrounds, and technique is something that is really important. So we want to keep it simple, you know, we want to make sure that people know what they're doing with the basics, but we do drill stunts a lot throughout the semester. So if you are a little bit behind in stunning, I know that that's something we work on a lot, so I wouldn't stress too much. And then flyers will also have to show body positions. We do heel stretch, front stretch, arabesque, and scale. We also do straight ride baskets at tryouts, but they usually turn into kick full and kick double by the time that competition season rolls around. We do have a YouTube channel with a lot of our stunts on it. If you want to go watch videos, I will also leave that link down below. We also host 2 tryouts throughout the year. We have a fall tryout in September and a spring tryout in January. So you must be admitted to Texas A&M and enrolled in at least 6 credit hours in order to attend a tryout. We cannot recruit people for the team because we are not an official university sport. Being on the team won't help with admissions because you can't try out unless you're already admitted. I also get that question a lot, like, oh, if we are on the team and our scores are a little bit lower, does that help us get accepted? Sometimes other sports are a little bit more lenient on scores if they have a really good athlete, but unfortunately, no, we are not like that. We have to have you enrolled in 6 hours to be on the squad. But with that being said, the reason it's only 6 hours is because we do allow blend team and Relis girls to try out as well. But with Relis, they have to be Texas A&M courses. I know Relis is affiliated with a few other universities or schools. I could be totally wrong, but they must be Texas A&M courses. And then with blend team, you have to have the half and half with blend and A&M. Another very common question that I get is, do you offer scholarships? And again, no, unfortunately we cannot because we are a rec sport. The university actually does not fund us. We are a fully self-funded team. I made a video a while back kind of showing y'all some of the fundraisers that we do. We do fundraisers about every month and we get donations and sponsors from a lot of different people to help us get to Daytona because it is like $25,000 to get to Daytona and we do not want to pay that much. So we do have to put in some of our own money, but we also raise a lot of money through fundraising and sponsors. Now with that question, I'm sure your next question would be, how much do you spend per year? So really the things that team members are required to buy are things that directly belong to them. So that would be your uniform, your shoes, any team shirts we have, Daytona merchandise, you know, we get matching shirts or pants to wear around Daytona, bows, lipstick, just things like that that are individually yours, you have to pay for. We do reuse uniforms for about 3 years, so you won't have to buy the uniform over and over again, if that makes sense. And then we also have to pay $200 in rec center dues in order to be able to use their facilities. Those are pretty much the only charges that team members would have. Daytona is paid for with flights, hotels, competition fees, gas if we need to drive anywhere, all that stuff. So I know my freshman year was the most expensive with having to buy the uniform, and I want to say I spent around $1,100, which sounds expensive for a college student, I know, but I was a competitive cheerleader before and it's a lot cheaper than that. And also you are able to get an individual sponsor. So my gym owner actually offered to sponsor me personally. So we do have donors that donate to the team fund, or we could have a donor donate specifically to you. So like if my old gym owner wanted to give $1,000 to the team, the $1,000 would be split among all 25 members. But if he chose to give it just to me, then I would have the $1,000 to spend on my own expenses, if that makes any sense. So we try and keep costs to a minimum. We try to give people options with payments because we know that broke college kids, it's a little bit hard, but that is pretty much all of our fees. So I probably should have said this a little bit earlier, but we are an intermediate level all-girls squad, so unfortunately we can't take any boys, and we usually take between 24 to 27 people, but only 20 compete. My first year I was an alternate, so that would be the case for anyone that does not make MAT. They will be an alternate. We love the alternate life. Another big thing that people always ask me is how much of a time commitment it is and how often we practice. So it's definitely a pretty big time commitment, at least in the spring semester. So in the fall, we practice Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. typically. On the weekends, we do some fundraising stuff. We do Kyle Field cleanup, we have profit shares, just little things like that throughout the fall semester. And then in the spring is when everything kind of picks up. So in addition to those 3 practices, we usually extend them until 10 p.m. So it's 7 to 10 Monday, Wednesday, Sunday. And then we also add 6 a.m. workouts on Tuesday and Thursday. And those are just usually like 6 to 7:30 a.m. so people that have 8 a.m. classes can get to those. And we do travel pretty much every weekend, working competitions, doing fundraising stuff, and also doing show-offs, practicing our routine with other Texas schools. It's actually really cool. One of my favorite parts of the season is getting to practice with schools like Blinn, Sam Houston, SFA, Navarro, Tech. We do a lot of show-offs and stuff like that with them, so that's a really fun thing, but it is a lot and time management is key. I had to find that one out the hard way. Another question that I received in my DMs, but this was a one-time question, is can you do both cheer and dance? And technically, yes, there are no rules against it, but every practice for cheer is mandatory. So if there were overlaps in the schedule, you would not be excused. You would probably run the risk of losing a spot on mat if you were to do dance. I know they have 6 a.m. practices and we do as well. So that is kind of up to you. I don't know. We'd have to discuss it if you did make both teams. You know, we want everyone to enjoy their college experience. We understand people have a lot of different interests, but to be successful on both teams, I think would be really hard to balance. Lastly, I just wanted to kind of explain tryouts. So like I mentioned, they are in September and January, and the January one is a little bit different because we don't usually have very many girls come to that one. But I am going to be talking about the September one. So the first 2 days are actually optional days. They are just open gyms where you can come meet previous team members, work on any skills. I know I hadn't cheered in like 2 years whenever I came to tryout, so I was super thankful for those open gyms. And you can start studying with other people so you can decide what group you're most comfortable with for the actual tryout. Of course, work on tumbling, stuff like that. They are recommended because we really like to see who is passionate about it and who really wants to be there. It does not affect our final decision, but we do really recommend coming because it kind of helps both sides out with coaches and potential members. We had about 60 to 65 people try out last season, and every year it's different, but you can probably estimate there's going to be about that much. And our tryouts are super laid back. So the actual tryout is going to be in the rec center. That's where all this stuff takes place, but it is literally like 3 to 4 hours long, and you will come in groups and show your running, tumbling, jumps, and standing tumbling, and then you'll be sent out, and then you will come in your preferred group of veterans to stunt with and show them whatever stunt you feel most comfortable with, whatever that may be. Again, we like to see pull-ups and switch-ups, but if you're not there yet, that is totally fine. Same thing with tumbling. If you don't have the required skills, that is totally okay. We like to see people with a variety of different skill sets. I know I am not the best tumbler. I literally have like the minimum required skills, but I feel like I am stronger in the stunning area. So everyone's different. Everyone has different strengths and weaknesses, and I feel like we do a really good job of picking people based on personality and well-roundedness, not just robot people. So then after day one, once you show us your tumbling and stunning and jump skills, that's pretty much it. And then that night you would get an email inviting you to come back to day 2 tryouts. You can decline this if you change your mind about trying out, but don't. It's so fun. And then day 2 tryouts is run like a practice. So we do it this way so we can see how well you integrate with the team, how well you work together, how well you respond to corrections. We also do some conditioning. It's a lot more than just having the best of the best skill-wise. I feel like we do look at people as people I am crazy at cheer. I am like a very different person, and like my real personality just comes out. So just be yourself, don't be nervous. Tryouts are super laid back, and we want everyone, whether you make it or not, to have a great experience at tryouts. Also, sorry, I already collapsed my tripod. I was like done filming, but I remembered one more thing. Our season is only from September to April, so literally tryouts to Daytona is when our season is. We do not have practices over the summer or over Thanksgiving, Christmas, spring break. Our coach does send us workouts that we can do, but we do not collectively meet for practices. That was another question that I had seen under my TikTok before, so I just wanted to pop this in really quick and address that in case anyone else was wondering. So I really hope this video helped. Again, if I missed anything, which I'm sure I did, you guys always ask me the best questions. You can always DM me. Please come try out for A&M Cheer. Like, on a serious note, this team was the best thing that's happened to me at A&M, and one of the best things that's happened to me in my life. One of my best friends literally forced me to try out, and I was so mad at her. I was like, I'm not cheering, I'm not trying out, and it turned out to be like the best decision ever. So give it a shot, even if you're just slightly considering it. Come to open gym, come to tryouts, and just meet everyone. I think we have some really great people on there, and they make you feel really loved and at home and welcome. Come to tryouts, message me if you have any more questions. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, subscribe to me on YouTube, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye.